Hello, I'm Tristan with Possibility Place Nursery. Welcome to Paradise. We get a lot of questions about cosmetic issues with our plant material, not just on trees, but on shrubs, perennials, everything that we grow. So, this is a white oak. This white oak happens to have a little bit of leaf curl on it. When you see a leaf curl like this, it's actually from Roundup. White oak happens to be a keystone species. All oak trees happen to be a keystone species. They get eaten by all kinds of critters. So let's say you have some caterpillars come and start eating your leaves. And, they just start removing some of the leaves. They just start eating it. And pretty soon, there's no leaves on it. And that's okay. That's okay because we take a lot of pride in the plant material that we grow and the root systems that we put on our plants. So this white oak has a wonderful root system grown in a biodegradable pot made out of wood pulp, which will go back to the earth. But let's get back to our oak tree that is getting eaten by caterpillars. And then we say, it's looking pretty rough. But plant material, trees, shrubs, and perennials, were all made to be eaten. So the caterpillars are pretty much done with their tree here, pretty much done. And let's say a deer comes by. Let's say a beaver comes by. A beaver comes by, has a small leak in his dam. He needs to fix the leak, and he takes the tree, the twig. Maybe he needs it for his Taj Mahal. Maybe it's a perfect ornament in his Taj Mahal. So the beaver takes that, and what we have here is a wonderful, wonderful root system on this white oak. You can see nice little white root tips, really fine fibrous roots, really designed when you put this in the ground to grow. So, but it gets worse for this poor oak tree. Let's say a herd of buffalo come by, right? A herd of buffalo comes by, and then, let's just test it out. So a herd of buffalo comes by and walks over this poorly beaver-eaten white oak. Okay, so now the buffalo are done walking over our poor white oak. Now, it's a real rough go for it. But you can see the root system is still there, but just brush it off a little bit. And, you should have yours in the ground most likely. But what we'll do is we're going to put it back in the pot and put the soil back in. And, of course, we're going to water it right away. The only way to alleviate stress is to water. So you need to water your plants. Newly planted, containerized plants, any plants need to be watered. So here we go. So we'll put a little more soil in there and come back in 2 weeks. And, he's going to come back. 40 days ago, our little white oak friend had a mishap. But as you can see, as I knew when I did it in the first place, that the white oak was going to have a recovery. And you can see it was where I cut it, and it has new flushes of growth. And again, I feel bad about doing this tree, but this tree is perfectly fine. And the reason I know it's perfectly fine is because we grew this tree. And the way Possibility Place Nursery grows its trees gives us the ability to do this. If I cut these trees, these branches off again, it would do the same thing. I know there is enough energy in this root system and the fertilizer in the soilless mix. And you can see it hasn't really rooted that well. And you can see there are new roots coming on here. So root development stopped because I cut the top of the tree off. Took energy from the roots, started growing new shoots, and then you're starting to get new root development. It's perfect. It's beautiful. So I knew when I did this to this tree, that a couple things. Like I just said, we grew this tree. We have great soilless mix. We have a great biodegradable container, air pruning container, and that we've selected the best trees that we possibly can. And it's not just trees, it's our shrubs, it's our perennials as well. You can do this with any of our plant material, and we know there's enough energy stored in the roots to flush again. So it's going to be okay. The main thing is you take care of the plant. Don't abuse the plant. When you get the plant, water it, mulch it, and just care for it. It's going to be It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be okay. Thank you.